Hello folks, this is Shraddha Bhartis and today we are going to solve few questions on index properties of soil. Let's start our lesson. So here is our first question. A certain soil has following properties. G is given as 2.71, porosity is given as 40% and water content of the soil is given as 20%. And we have to find the degree of saturation of the soil rounded off to the nearest percentage. So let's do that. So given data is what? G is given as 2.71. This is a very easy question. Rather, porosity is 40% and water content is 20%. And we have to find degree of saturation, that means S. So there is one relationship. I have used it multiple number of times in the previous lecture. Those who haven't gone through my previous lecture, please go through that. The relationship is ES is equals to WG. You should take note of this relationship. It is very important and is used multiple number of times. The problem here is that this E, that is void ratio, is not given in the question. Rather, instead of void ratio, what is given? Porosity is given to you. So you need another relationship between porosity and void ratio. So there is another relation. E is equals to porosity by 1 minus porosity, and if you rearrange this you will get another relationship, that is porosity is equals to E by 1 plus E. I would request you all to learn both of these relationships, as in examination you are not having much time to derive all these, and chances are there while deriving you are bound to commit mistake because you are in very hurry and nervous. Everything is there. So I'd request you to learn all these three relationships. So now using these relationships, we are going to find first E, void ratio, is porosity, which is 0.4. It's given by 1 minus porosity. So it will be 0.4 by 0.6. 4 by 6, that means it is 2 by 3, 2/3. 2/3 is how much? It's 66.6%, that is 67%, right? So try not to use the calculator for small calculations. This will save your time immensely. So once we got the value of E, we'll put the value of E in the first relation, this one, and we'll find the value of S. 0.67 into S will give me WG. W is 0.2 and G is 2.71. So whatever will be the value of S is 0.2 into 2.71 by 0.67. So it will be 0.2 into 271. Let me use the gate calculator. 0.2 into 271. I would tell you this, this is a tip from my side, to do the small calculations first. So you are not going to write the divide by sign and whatever it was there in the denominator. Rather, I'm going to find the first one first. So 0.2 into 271 I have done. Now I'm going to divide it by the denominator. So what is the denominator now? It's 67. Now I will divide it by denominator. In this way there is very less chances of committing a mistake. It's 0.8089. 0.8089. There is another tip from my side, students, that after finding the answer you should read the question again. After finding the answer you should read the question again, because the question states that the answer should be in the rounded off to the nearest percentage. So we have to convert it in percentage, not in decimal. So it in percentage it will be 0.80.89 percentage, but even it is wrong because we have to round off this one. So rounding off we'll get it as 81%. So while doing the gate questions, be very careful about in what terms the question is asking you the answer. So it's my humble suggestion that after solving everything you read the question once again so that you can input your answer. Okay, moving on to the next question. This is a very important question and one of the difficult questions as well. In its natural condition, a soil sample has a mass of 1.980 kg. So mass of soil is given as 1.980 kg and the volume is given as 0.001 meter cube. Okay, so I'm writing it as volume is given as 0.001 meter cube. After being completely dried in an oven, the mass of the sample is 1.8 kg. So mass of the dry soil is given as 1.800 kg. The specific gravity is given as G is given as 2.7. Unit weight of the water, gamma W, is given as 10 kilonewton per meter cube. And we have to find the degree of the saturation of the soil. So we have to find the degree of the saturation of the soil. That means we have to find S. S is what? So what we will do in this case, we will go with the very basic thing, with the very basic definition of degree of saturation, and we'll try to solve it from there. I'll be using two concepts to solve the same question, and you will be learning many things from this question. Okay, so please be very attentive. So first is degree of saturation. Degree of saturation is volume of water to the volume of voids. So out of total voids, how much percentage of, or how much voids is filled with water, this gives you degree of saturation. Now we don't know what is the volume of water, and also we don't know what is the volume of voids, but volume of water by volume of voids, can we say that it is total volume minus the volume of solids? So total volume of the soil minus the volume of solids, it will give you the volume of voids. I'll try to explain this here. The soil is composed of three things: air, water and solids. This is air, this is water, and this is solids. So these two things, air plus water, will give you nothing but voids. These are voids. So if you subtract, these are voids. So if you subtract solids from the total volume, you will get the volume of voids. It might be filled with air or it might be filled with water only. Now our task is to find the volume of water. We'll use the basic concept. See here, initial mass was given over here. Initial mass was 1980 kg and the mass of the dry soil without water was 1.8 kg. That means, can we find out how much water was present in the soil? Of course we can. How? Mass of water can be found out. Mass of water can be found out by 1.980 minus 1.800. So it will come out to be 8. 9 minus 8 is 1. This much kg. This is the mass of water present in the soil. Now, but we have to find the volume of water. So we will use the very basic relationship of density. We know the density. Density is what? Mass by volume. Or if we want to find the volume, we know the mass, we know the density of water, we can easily find out the volume. So volume is nothing but mass by density, right? So mass of water, we know, we have just calculated 0.180 kg. Now what is the density of water? Density of water is 1000 kg per meter cube. This is the density of water which you should know. It is not given in the question. You will say it is not given in the question, but you should know what is the density of water. So density of water is 1000 kg per meter cube. See why I am using this density kg per meter cube and not in Newton, because here I'm using mass, and that is why I'm using the density in kg per meter cube and not in Newton. So you should keep in mind that units should be same. Now once we got the volume of water, this point is clear. Now total volume we already know, it is given in the question. So this is by total volume, it is given in the question. It is again in meter cube minus volume of solids. Again we'll use the same concept. Volume of solids is nothing but the mass divided by density. So what is the mass of dry solids? If we want to find the volume, we'll be doing mass by density. So what is the mass of dry solids? So mass of dry solids, it's given in the question. It's 1.800 kg. Now how to find the density of the solids? We don't know about the density. So see here. G is given to you. Specific gravity of the solids is given to you. Whenever you multiply the specific gravity with the density of water, you get the density of material, because the definition of the specific gravity is what? Density of material by density of water. Density of water. So this you should remember. This is another relationship which is important and you should remember. G is density of material by density of water. Now if you multiply specific gravity with the density of water, you will get the density of material. That means I'll get the density of dry mass, and once I get the density, I can easily find the volume, because mass of the dry soil is given to us. Let's do that. So what I will do, 2.7 into what is the density of water? Density of water is 1000 kg per meter cube, right? So just you will be solving this and you will get the answer. Let's try to do that. So as I have told you, it's better to solve manually few things, because if you are going to solve this in the gate calculator, chances are there that you are going to commit a mistake. So it's better that you solve some few things manually and make it shorter. So it is 0.18 into 10 to the power minus 3. This is the numerator, by 1 into 10 to the power minus 3 minus 1.8 by 2.7 into 10 to the power minus 3. Now you see here, this 10 to the power minus, this 1000 I have written as 10 to the power minus 3. Now 10 to the power minus 3 is in the numerator as well as in the denominator. So it will be cancelled out and you will be left with 0.18 by 0.27 minus 1.8 by 2.7, right? So again it's easy, 0.18 into 2.7 by 2.7 minus 1.8 is how much? Is 0.9. Okay, now 9 threes is 27. Now 18 threes, if you know, it's good. I don't know what is 18 threes, so I'll just use the calculator. It's 18 into 3 is 54. So it's 54, 0.54 is the answer. Look, I haven't used even the gate calculator, just for the last calculation, pardon me for that, and how easily you have calculated everything. So while giving the actual exam, I would like to tell you not to get afraid of all these calculations. You will get such tremendous calculations over here, and now you will give up easily, or you will try to put it in the calculator and it will waste your time. So sometimes not using the calculator will also save your time. Okay, so one of the method I have done here. Now I'll rub everything and do it through the same question from the second method. I hope the first method is clear to you. If not, repeat the video again. This will help you out. Okay, so here is the second method. as I have told you, there is one important relationship. Gamma T is equals to gamma W G plus ES by 1 plus E. So we'll be making use of this relationship, but we don't know the value of E. That's our problem. But we know there is another relationship, ES is equals to WG. So we'll be replacing this ES with WG because we know the water content. Now here is another basic definition of water content. Water content is mass of water present in the solids. So we can find the water content by mass of water by mass of solids, but there is no means to find the void ratio. So it's better that we find W. Okay, so we know that from the previous method we have calculated the mass of water. What is the mass of water over here? Mass of water is 1.980 minus 1.800. It is 0.180, right? This is the mass of water. What is the mass of solids? Mass of solids is given as 1800. Now we have to find what is W, the water content. Water content is mass of water by mass of solids. So mass of water is 0.180 by mass of solids is 1.80. So 2 spaces here, 2 spaces over here, then okay, it will be 18 here, 180, so it will be 10 times, and mass of water content will be 0.1. See this calculation. Okay, now once we know the value of W, we can put it here where gamma T is equals to gamma W. Instead of instead of E, I'm writing WG. ES is equals to WG. So I'm using this relationship multiple number of times, and instead of E I'll be writing WG by S. Now here is again there is one challenge, that we don't know what is the value of gamma T. For finding the value of S, we have to find the value of gamma T. Rest everything is known. So how we will find gamma T? Now look here, we have to find the density. You will say density is very easy. It is mass by volume. Mass is given to you and volume is also given to you, not the dry mass. Okay, this mass is given to you and the volume is also given to you. 1.80 by 0.001. But here is a catch. The catch is that you will get the density in kg per meter cube. If you just put this density over here, you will end up doing the wrong thing, because here gamma W is given in kilonewton per meter cube. You see the units, you have to use the density gamma T in the same units in which gamma W is given to you. They cannot be in different units, and this is the most difficult part, and people tend to do mistakes here only. It is given in kg per meter cube, you have to convert it into kilonewton per meter cube. How to do that? So this is kg per meter cube. For converting it to Newton, you have to multiply it by acceleration of gravity. You can multiply it by 9.81 or you can multiply it by 10 also. It's not given, but if you want accurate answer, more accuracy, then you should multiply it with 9.81. Now it will change to Newton per meter cube. From kg to Newton, you have to multiply it with acceleration due to gravity. Now it will convert to Newton per meter cube, but you want your answer in kilonewton per meter cube because the density of water is given as in kilonewton per meter cube. Or else you can convert this kilonewton per meter cube to Newton per meter cube. Multiply here with 1000. But I'm here, you have to convert it to kilonewton per meter cube. So divided by 1000 will give me kilonewton per meter cube. So here was the main catch. So here decimal and here is 1000, so it will get cancelled out, and you have to multiply just 1.98 with 9.81. Easy. So we'll get the answer as 1.98 into 9.81. 1.98 into 9.81 will give you 19.42. It is coming as 19.42 kilonewton per meter cube. So this was very important portion. Don't forget to change the units, and how to change the units and why we are changing that also I have explained it to you. So it will be 19.42 is equals to 10. What is the value of G? G is given to you as 2.7. I'm taking G common. 1 plus W. What is the value of W? I think we have calculated it. Mass of water by mass of solids. Okay. Gone. I had calculated but I had dropped it, so I have to calculate it once again. Mass of water was 0.18 and mass of solid was given as 1.8. So it was 0.1 time. 0.1 by 1 plus 0.1 into 2.7 by S. So now you are going to solve this equation and you will get the answer. I'm not going to solve it step by step. I hope you will get the answer. Find the value of S using this. Now moving on to the third question. A saturated soil mass has total density of 22 kilonewton per meter cube and the water content of 10%. So there is a saturated soil mass with density. Density is given as 22 kilonewton per meter cube and water content is 10%. The bulk density and the dry density of the soil are. So the question is asking you about the bulk density and about the dry density. Saturated density means the soil is 100% filled with water. Filled with water means there is all the voids present in the soil is filled with water, completely saturated. Degree of saturation is 1 and it is also known as saturated density. Now what is bulk density? Bulk density can be saturated density, it can be any other density. Bulk density means it is if the soil is partially or wholly filled with water. This will give you the bulk density. If it is partially saturated or fully saturated, it is bulk density. And dry density is without any water content when degree of saturation is 0. So bulk density will be nothing but same as the saturated density because it is given in the question. The saturated mass, because the soil was initially saturated and has a total density, it was given to you. So bulk density was nothing but the saturated density. It was a trick question to confuse you, but if you know the concepts well, you'll never get stuck up. Now you have to find the dry density. Dry density, there is again a relationship you should remember. Dry density is equals to bulk density by 1 plus W. Now if you want to know how to derive this relationship, please comment in the comment box and I'll make a separate video for the derivation of this one. But I'll tell you this relationship is very important. Gamma dry is gamma total by 1 plus W. So make a note of this one. Gamma dry is gamma total, that is given to you 22 kilonewton per meter cube by 1 plus W. W is how much? 10%, that means 0.1. That is 22 divided by 1.1. So it's nothing, 0 here. 11 2s is 22, 20. So the answer will be 22 kilonewton and 20 kilonewton per meter cube respectively. So this was a trick question. Now let's move ahead with another question. The ratio of the saturated, this is off, the ratio of the saturated unit weight to the dry unit weight of the soil is 1.25. So given that if the soil was saturated to the ratio of the dry unit weight of the soil is 1.25, this data is given to you. Now next statement says that if the specific gravity of the solids is 2.65, the void ratio of the soil is, we have to find void ratio of the soil. We know the formula for gamma saturated. I have told you multiple number of times. Rather, you should remember the one formula, one and only formula of gamma bulk or the bulk density. Bulk density is not saturated, not dry. It is partially saturated, you can say. Gamma T is equals to gamma W G plus ES by 1 plus E. But if the soil is completely saturated, filled with water, so it will convert to gamma saturated and the degree of saturation becomes 1 over then. So you can easily find, replacing S by 1, gamma saturated is gamma W G plus E by 1 plus E. And if the soil is completely dry, if the soil is completely dry, degree of saturation becomes 0. That means S becomes 0 then, and the formula takes the form of gamma Wg by 1 plus E. So you don't have to remember all the three formulas. You just have to remember one of them, that is gamma W G plus ES by 1 plus E. Now the ratio of these two are given to you. So let's put these in the equation. That means gamma W G plus E by 1 plus E whole divided by gamma W G by 1 plus E is given as 1.25. Now the denominators are same, so it will be gone. The numerator gamma W will be gone. So you will be left with G plus E by G will give you 1.25. Now you have to find the value of E. Now that's simple. That means if you separate this, G by G will give you 1 by E by G is given by 1.25. Now let me rub few things. I'm not getting any space to write. Now 1 plus void ratio is that you have to find. G is 2.65 given in the question, and it comes out to be 1.25. Now if you subtract 1 from 1.25, you will get 0.25. So E is nothing but 0.25 into 2.65. So let me just calculate this. 2.65 into 0.25. 2.65 into 0.25. It comes out to be 0.6625, right? 0.6625. Let's check the answer. 663. This is the correct answer. So coming to the last question, I guess this is the last question. The void ratio at the densest, loosest and the natural state of the sand deposits are. So based on this question, we have already done a question in the previous lecture, that is lecture number 1. If you haven't gone through the lecture number 1, I would request you to go through it. Okay, so the question is the void ratios in the densest, that means maximum void ratio, in the loosest state, that is the minimum void ratio, and the natural state is simply E. Okay, so densest state means it is the minimum void ratio, 0.2. Minimum void ratio is given in densest state, that means minimum void ratio is given to you. In the loosest state means maximum void ratio is given to you, and in natural state it is given to you 0.4. So all the void ratios are given to you. You have to find the relative density. Now relative density is generally expressed in percentage. So what is the formula for relative density? So all the formulas of soil mechanics that you have to remember, I'm writing it in pink color. So relative density is E max minus E by E max minus E minimum into 100. So no concept, direct formula. This will give you the relative density in percentage. You have to know the formula. So I'm writing it in pink color so that you can take a note of this. Those seriously preparing for GATE examination, I would request you to make a copy entirely dedicated for the formula for a particular subject and revise it every day. 0.6 minus 0, then 0.4 by maximum minus minimum, 0.6 minus 0.2 into 100. This will give you the relative density in percentage. So 0.6 minus 0.4 is 0.2 by 0.6 minus it is 4 into 100. 2 by 4 means 1 by 2. 1 by 2 of 100 is 50%. So try to do the maximum calculations on your own. It is, and this question was asked in GATE 2002. So easy. That's all from my side. Thank you for being patient. Bye bye and see you in the next lecture with some few more questions.